This is a side-by-side comparison between the GoPro Hero 9 and the Hero 10. Right now, the 9 is filming at 5K 30 frames per second, and the 10 at 5.3K 30 frames per second. The footage from both of these is looking really good. The only difference that I can tell between these two right now is that the 10 does have a slightly wider field of view. Here's the 10, and here's the 9. 10, 9. However, if you drop the resolution down to 4K, the Hero 9 will also have that wider aspect ratio, and they'll now both be the same. Right now, you can pick up the Hero 9 for $399 and the Hero 10 for $499. So what are all of the upgraded features that you're gonna get with the Hero 10, and is it really worth that extra $100? Well, for starters, the Hero 9 maxes out at 5K 30 frames per second, while the 10, it goes all the way up to 5.3K 60 frames per second. If you want to go up to 60 FPS with the 9, you'll have to drop the resolution down to 4K. This seems like a pretty significant upgrade in the specs for the Hero 10. However, from all of the real-life test footage that I've filmed so far, it doesn't seem to actually make any difference. This shot was filmed at 5.3K 60 FPS on the 10 and 4K 60 FPS on the 9. Now with this wide of a field of view, you wouldn't expect to see any differences, but even if we digitally zoom in like 200% here, and really do some pixel peeping, they still look identical to me. The 10 offers higher frame rates for all the resolutions across the board. So as we bump up to 120 FPS slow-mo, the 10 will be recording at 4K and the 9 will be recording at 2.7K. But even looking at this footage side by side and even pausing it and zooming in on individual frames, these two shots still look identical. The 10 is also supposed to be able to handle low light better. When I first started testing these cameras in low light, it had not yet gotten completely dark outside, and both of these cameras were handling the semi-low light condition really well. It wasn't until it got completely dark that I was able to start seeing any differences. And the 10 isn't any brighter, but it is slightly less grainy than the 9. However, the 10 looks a little less sharp, and there's also these huge lens flares on all the lights. So I feel like there's kind of pros and cons to both of these when shooting in low light. And yes, I am using the same settings on both cameras. The same resolution, max ISO, shutter speed, bitrate, the amount of image stabilization, and even the color profiles are all set exactly the same. The hyper smooth video stabilization is also supposed to be better on the 10. And while the stabilization is phenomenal on both of these cameras, I wouldn't say that the 10 is noticeably better. I've been filming with both of these cameras side by side for the last couple of days now, and there's only two things that I've found that are noticeably better about the Hero 10. But neither of these two things actually affect the video quality. Number one, the new GP2 processor does make the Hero 10's operating system run faster. The camera will boot up faster when you're turning it on, and the touchscreen is noticeably faster. The second thing that's better about the 10 is the hydrophobic coating they put on the lenses. This keeps the lenses cleaner when using it in the ocean or out in the rain. You can see how the water just immediately runs off the lens, while the Hero 9 is still covered in drops. However, hydrophobic lenses are nothing new, and you can actually get some aftermarket hydrophobic lens covers that will even fit on your older GoPros as well. I'll leave a link to those in the description. So while there's a lot of specs for the GoPro Hero 10 that look better on paper, none of these specs seem to actually add up to making the footage look better in real life. I don't want to give you guys the impression that the Hero 10 is a bad action camera. It's not. It's a great action camera, but so is the Hero 9. Here's my recommendation for those of you who don't have an action camera, or maybe you just have a really old one and you want to upgrade to the latest, greatest GoPro. Go ahead and get the Hero 10. Technically, it is the best one available right now. If you really want to save $100 and you do decide to go with the Hero 9, you're not gonna really be missing out on anything. For those of you who already have the 9 and you're wondering whether you should upgrade to the 10, there is no way I would tell anybody to upgrade from the 9 to the 10. That would feel like a very disappointing purchase. Now before you go and buy either one of these cameras, make sure to go check out this video right here where I compare the GoPro Hero 9 and the Insta360 Go 2. And I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.